complicated has it been to go from the scout team guy to a guy getting regular reps with the first and second team and making that transition?
I wouldn't necessarily call it complicated, but it's definitely been a process. And when you're going from doing something like scout team, like you said, and trying to make sure the defense is at full tilt before every Saturday, and then now you're coming in to try to beat those guys. It's definitely cool getting to kind of change perspective. Now, okay, I have to do this and get the ball to playmakers in order to beat the guys I've been trying to get ready all last season. So it's definitely a different perspective, and I'm enjoying every second of it.
How much different is it just to really be in the mix with splitting reps now?
Right.
How much different is that to be working more hand in hand and in with the team?
Yeah.
In regular reps instead of like redshirt guys?
Yeah, it's great. It's different, but it's awesome. I'm loving every second of it. It feels really good, to try to when you go out there and okay, these are my guys, and I got to do everything in my power to make sure we're in the best position to be successful. Whether it's getting the ball to playmakers, making the right read, going through progressions, and it's definitely different, but it's been great.
How anxious are you to get those reps on the left field Saturday in the scrimmage?
Very anxious. All of us, every single person in there is hungry. If you're playing quarterback, I've said it before, you're playing quarterback and you don't want to start, you don't want it. So, we're all hungry, but we're a bunch of great teammates. We laugh, we hang out all the time. But it's, everybody wants it, and it's just going to come down to, who is helping the team the most. It's not about us. It's about how can we make sure that Kentucky Wildcats are ready to go this season.
What are your personal goals for Saturday?
First scrimmage, just cleaning things up. Once you know what you have to do, the next step is to eliminate as much mistakes as possible. So I guess it would be just making the minimal amount of mistakes as possible. Just making sure we're going through our reads, going through progression. When we're in the pocket, it's quick steps, so we're explosive. So it would just be, making the least amount of mistakes as possible.
What part of your game are you trying to improve most throughout the spring season?
Probably be more decisive. Once you have your read in the back of your head, there's a difference between knowing your read and knowing your read, executing and delivering the ball. So I guess it would be more decisive, and back there, make sure my feet are a little more choppier, a little quicker, a little more explosive. I'm working on that.
How much more comfortable just are you this year, knowing what you found out last year?
Yeah, a lot more comfortable. Especially with the offense, getting a whole extra year to kind of see, okay, when I got a safety rolling down here, this guy, he's probably coming, So it's definitely cool to get those experiences to see, guys like Steven, who you rarely see him make a bad protection call or a bad read. So getting to watch people like that, go through his progression, show you how you're supposed to play the quarterback position, especially in this offense, because it's set up so well for us, and we have such great playmakers that, if we get the ball out, we're moving.
The coaches, both offensive coordinators today talked about getting more explosive plays next season.
Right.
Where do you see those coming from? Are there guys on the field that you
Right.
think that's where those are?
Like I said before, there's playmakers all over the field. Like Terry said, it doesn't matter if it's a 4-yard gain or if it's a bubble. Anything can be an explosive play, because if we throw a bubble and the wideout gets his block in the corner, it could be an 85-yard touchdown. Just the same the way if we throw a 40-yard post. We have playmakers out there, and if we get them the ball, they know what to do.
Has being set with a particular group of guys helped you, develop a little bit of a chemistry with a wide receiver or two out there?
Yeah, for sure. Going into this, we've been working our butts off in the weight room together, and we're allowed to do some work on our own. So we've been throwing a little bit, just getting ready, getting lined up, for everything. So it's a smooth transition. So we're not getting out there and timing's off and balls are going haywire. So it's definitely been great, like you said, to find a couple guys, getting that niche and kind of know, okay, I have this guy running this route. I know when he's going to break. I know how fast he's going to be out of his break. So it definitely helps having a few guys, exactly what they're capable of.
Like in the off season, when you just go throw with some, you pick out certain guys or
Right.
it's helped you.
Yeah, usually you want to try to get everybody in there you can. Especially as our job, we're trying to make every single person better on the team. So once you're trying to get those guys out there, then okay, that's when you can kind of get the tendencies. That's when you can kind of feel, okay, I know where he's going to be on his fifth step compared to where this guy's going to be on his fifth step. So it's definitely helpful.
All right, thank you, Danny.